Is a political commentator and lawyer at the Bangladesh Supreme Court. Really good to have you back with us, Asaduzzaman. 3 days of political rallies began in the capital on Thursday, and that's despite there being no dates set for the elections. What's the mood there? Are people putting pressure on the interim administration to announce plans for a vote?
Thank you for having me. There are two diverse opinions on it. Particularly, the old political parties have been campaigning, even under the old regime, to have a free fair election for last 17, 18 years. There is still campaigning to have, as early as possible, the national election to be held. While on the other side, there is a large number of new generations who have been at the forefront of the July-August monsoon uprising of 2024. They have been more focused into rather having the accountability and justice for the genocide victims and taking the necessary reforms, because the last regime had destroyed our institutions into pieces. So until then, a free fair election cannot happen. So these are two diverse opinions, and there is no serious mood about the general people to have the election immediately. And still, the interim administration is very popular, and the people and the nation is prepared to have faith on Professor Yunus for the transition, like the election to be held between December this year to June next year. So this is largely the mood.
Yes, Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel laureate who's now the interim leader, has said that an election can only take place once the caretaker administration carries out those democratic reforms. But that could take some time, couldn't it? But he has put a deadline of the middle of next year for elections. Do you think those reforms will be implemented before then?
What the interim administration had done with regard to the reforms and elections, they formed 15 commissions to seek opinions from the people and the civil society, political parties and the stakeholders. And there are a few recommendation reports already been submitted to the interim administration. And what the administration had done, they formed a consensus commission. What the Consensus Commission is doing now is basically inviting the political parties, civil society members, and other stakeholders to give opinions on whether they agree to this particular set of recommendations. If they do, then how they would like to see those implemented before election, after election, partly to be implemented and partly to be left out for the next elected government. So not necessarily every reforms that is necessarily recommended to be implemented under this time. What Professor Yunus and the interim administration is saying, if there are more consensus on the recommendations to be done,
Yes,
then we go beyond December. But if only there are a few recommendations to be implemented, then the election should be held in December. So there is a clear roadmap and the guidelines of the election and the reforms and how those are to be taken place.
okay. And in the meantime, we'll see these rallies continue. Thank you so much, Asaduzzaman Foaad, for your analysis.
Pleasure.